Hey, what's up? It is DJ. Today we have a special guest. We are going to be talking about the DjGoHam and Farmer Cop story. What's happening, bro?
Oh, are you talking to me? Hi.
I'm talking only you, actually.
Right, right. Yes, we are. Very unique how DJ and I actually met and became friends. A
Yep.
very unique story and very strange in a lot of ways,
And
but very funny.
almost as awkward as how this video got started, because
Yes.
we were going to do something else. And
And it didn't work
I
out.
can't find the video, so it didn't work. So we're doing this now. So originally, actually, I could show you guys a little bit of this. I don't think it'll be too bad.
No.
So originally, I had thought, oh, I will do a video because the first time that I saw your channel, I thought, oh, he's copying me because
Which
you
is
were
hilarious.
doing like, what you were doing like I saw this thumbnail, right?
Yep.
And I was small enough to think that everybody was copying me because like one person had done it and I didn't like it. I was like, oh, this better not be somebody else.
Well, you were just paranoid. It happened once, you know?
Yeah. The paranoia never quit. That's the weird part.
Yep.
So I thought that you were copying me, and my first thought was, "Oh, Farmer Cop. What is he like?" Then I saw the Farm Sim guys channel name. And I was like, Farmer Cop's not bad.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he's the worst. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I mean, FSG.
So I thought, or the original idea for us to record today was we were going to watch each other's videos and see if you copied me, like a year, 2 years after I released my video.
Yeah, this is Farming Simulator 19 content too. This is this is old stuff.
Yep, this is Farm Sim 19, and yeah. Did you know Farm Sim 25? The name was leaked a couple days ago.
Yes, it was. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
I think that it would be really funny if Giants decides to change the name of it and go like Farm Sim 24.9.
You know what's
I know they won't,
You
but
know
that
what's
would be
going to be
really
even
funny.
worse? If we release this after they make some announcement. I mean, usually the announcements are in March, but then it was April and then May, and then now it's like we're recording in the middle of June, and it probably won't come out until, I don't know, maybe next weekend. I don't know.
Who knows,
I don't know, sometime in the next month.
Yeah, who knows? This will come out in 6 years from now.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot we recorded this. Should put that video out. We forgot about it.
Hope you're retired. So that's what this was going to be, was us watching those videos, but it didn't happen.
Did not work out that way.
Nope.
Yeah.
So now we're just going to talk about this. We're using the same stuff we do to podcast, but there's no G Portal logos everywhere. Still, links in the description.
Obviously use code Farmer Cop.
Right, but it's not a code, it's a link. It's a ref link.
But use code Farmer Cop too.
Right.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Anyhow.
So it's really embarrassing, the stories of how I became aware of you and how you became aware of me. But the problem is both of them are only embarrassing to me.
Correct. Yeah, I will not be embarrassed in this video.
Nope.
Probably, maybe.
Yep. This is just a shame DJ video. So started off as I thought that you were copying my videos because I saw the thumbnail of one video and never even watched it.
Yep.
Still haven't watched it, actually.
Still haven't watched it.
I skimmed it and was like, that's not anything like my video. And
what's funny about that is because at that time, when you thought I was copying you, I had no idea who you were. Never heard of you. I was so new to the YouTube world that the only person I watched on YouTube was Mr. Silly P. I did not watch anyone else. Had no idea that there were other people out there. No idea. So I had no idea who you were. Never heard of you. Was just coming up with things to do.
Yep.
Which is great.
Yep. And unfortunately, the first time I heard that, I was like, how did you not had heard of me? Granted, at the time, I think I had 15,000, maybe 20,000 subs, something like that. If that.
No, I think you were bigger than that. I think.
Was it?
By the time I knew who you were, I think you were just over 100K or maybe close to that.
And see,
because you started pretty early on.
Yeah,
because when did you start doing YouTube?
March 2018. It was the day that Farm Sim 19 was announced.
That makes sense. And I started doing YouTube March also.
Yep.
But I think of 2020 or 2021.
Yeah. Did I say March 18th or did I say March 9th?
You said March 18th, I think.
Okay. It was
maybe
March. It was March 9th.
Yeah, I can't remember when I and now I'm curious. I'm gonna go back. When was my we just looked at it a second ago when the oldest video was.
Yeah,
4 years ago. Okay, so it had to have been March of 2020, which
Yeah.
is crazy to me. How
So
far?
were you one of the guys that jumped in 2020? We're like, I'm gonna be a YouTuber now.
So in a way, yeah, kind of. So I mean, I guess might as well talk about this since we're here. Might as well. The
Yeah.
Farmer Cop origin story is not that exciting. I'll be honest with you, but it's very quick.
Get ready.
As you guys know, I'm a police officer full time. So when all the craziness happened, oh wow, I'm full screen. Just me. Hello. But when all the craziness happened uh with everything in 19, 20, 2021 area, when like COVID was going on and everyone was getting into YouTube and doing that. I originally at work, I would normally work a lot of overtime, and they moved us to 12-hour shifts from our 10-hour shifts. So I had 4 days off. I would work 4 days, and I'd have 4 days off. And that was my schedule, which was really great because I had a ton of time off, but there was no overtime for me to work. So I had 4 days off. I was working nights. I didn't have anything to do. So I was playing Farming Simulator, as we all normally do, because that's what we do, pass time. And I was like, oh, it was just kind of like weird just doing it. So I had 2 monitors. And so I was like, well, I'll just like see if there's anything on YouTube to watch. I came across Mr. Silly P, started watching his videos while I just played Farming Simulator. And then I was like, I can probably do this, maybe I should try it. And then that was how it started. That's it.
Well, at least they both had Miss Silly P involved.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. I had a lot of free time doing DJing, and I was playing Farm Sim a lot. And I just learned how to do cows in Farm Sim 17, thanks to Miss Silly P. I watched his cow video, I think, 500 times.
Was that, do you think that was your first video you watched of his?
No. I found him
Okay.
Daggerwin, and Squad I found very early on.
Okay. That makes sense.
So, and there were some other guys as well, but mainly I watched Miss Silly P because he kind of did the things I wanted to do, or did the things I was interested in. But he didn't live stream, which I liked live streams, and Squad and Daggerwin every once in a while would do them.
Okay.
So I've started my channel saying I'm just going to do all the things that I enjoy watching, because maybe there's somebody out there that enjoys the same stuff I do.
That makes sense.
I like mods, and I like live streaming, and I like Let's Plays, and yeah, don't live stream no more.
Yep. Yeah, you don't.
Turns out, I used to release, what was it, like 3 videos was a minimum. There were a lot of days where I would release between 5 and 8 videos.
That's so many videos.
Yeah, starting off. Like, I would get a Let's Play done and be like, oh, I want to record the next one. So I just release it. But it was also back in the day when you had unlimited notifications.
Oh.
That was a day. Or a time, rather. Not long after I started, they switched that up. So
it's probably because of you they changed that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
They're like, oh, this guy is really tricking the system.
Yep. So, and that was before the community tab was the thing as well. And you could message people, like you could message YouTubers. There was like a YouTube messenger thing.
Wow.
It was a weird time. 2018.
Yeah, that does sound like a weird time.
2018 was a
Are you sure it's there?
It's a bug.
Yeah, but is it actually there, or
it was? You can't see it. It's so small.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely didn't see it.
I have gnats. I have a really bad problem with them because I live in the middle of the woods, and there's greenery that's like literally all around the house.
Can confirm.
Oh yeah, one of your videos from last year, when I was out mowing the yard and you did this video.
The Studio Tour Part 1.
Yeah, Studio 2 Part 1. Studio 2 or Part 2 was just insane. You just built a Lego set. Actually, I'm gonna go get the Lego set. Hang on.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it. I'll keep entertained. It was just me building the Lego set. It wasn't anything super exciting, but it was really, really entertaining to do. And then the short you made after is still one of my favorite shorts ever, I think.
So
there it is.
Yep.
Show them the crooked sticker.
Crooked sticker. Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta cover my face because it tries to pick my face up. There we go.
There it is. Yep, you had it right there. There it is.
And then, and then I made you sign it as well.
Yep, you did. You did.
The result of an unsupervised farmer cop.
That's right. I will. Maybe when we're in England this year, if we go to the Lego store, I'll buy you that set again.
I really
you
don't want to
haven't.
bring anything else home. I started packing up this week, or at least getting prepared.
Yeah,
Um,
you take an excessive amount of time to pack is how I describe it.
yeah, but I love it. I mean, you can
Correct.
also we plan our these trips together for Farm Sim,
Yep.
for all the trips,
Yep.
and we plan them out months in advance. Some of them 6 months in advance. Like this one was like 6-7 months in advance.
Yep.
And the closer we get, how many times do I just talk to you about the exact same thing?
Over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had
I'll be like good to go. Like I got no, and it's not that we're disorganized either. I'm gonna just let them know just so it doesn't
Right.
sound like I usually do a lot of organizing. I'm a very organized person with like
Yep.
planning and trip planning, so I do a lot of that.
Yep.
I literally have a Google Doc that has like day by day where we're staying, where we're going, the times of our flights, everything, confirmation numbers of flights and hotels and stuff, and it's like all very organized. What we're doing every day and where we have free time or whatever, like just very organized because that's just how my brain works. So
Right.
I have to have that. Like if
it's like it's a very
for another one.
It's a very good sign of how my brain works.
Yep, that was not scripted. That is a very example of why I plan things. And
I'm gonna get that bug.
yeah, that was you'll get it. Yeah,
I had to plan part of this trip for myself. Now this is the funny part. We didn't talk about this. None of this has to do with how we met. We'll figure that out.
Yep.
So for this trip specifically, is this FarmCon 24 at Fent at Marktoberdorf, Germany.
That's good. Good.
So we're going somewhere else the week before now.
Yep.
So we found that out a month ago.
Last minute. Yeah, like
4
weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, maybe.
And so usually we like go through, we find the flight, and we're like, all right, that's the one. And I ask him, are you sure this is the one? He's like, yep, this is the one. And then we just get them at the same time, and I just do whatever he tells me to do. And for this one, I had to get my own because we're not meeting beforehand. Usually you come here and then we leave.
Yeah, usually I'll fly to Charlotte, North Carolina, because I'm in Washington State, so I have to fly across the country anyway. So usually I'll just meet you here, and then we'll go an international flight together across. But not this time.
Llama was weird. I ended up like drove to the airport and then met you in the lounge. You were just sitting there and had been for hours.
Yep.
That was so weird.
Yep.
But so for this one, we had to change everything. The first flight, so instead of going straight to Germany, we had to book an extra ticket to an extra place. I don't even know if we could talk about this yet. It's not like it's much of a secret. We've pushed it a lot. We'll just keep it a secret so it's inconspicuous. Or conspicuous? Hype. It's hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hype-spicuous.
Anyway, so I had to figure that out. And like you immediately got it done. And I had to get off the phone with you twice because I was so quiet for so long. I felt like I was wasting your time.
You weren't. I was just doing things.
Yep. And then I ended up having to found him. Get out of here.
Found it?
I don't know if I got it or not. It quit flying. It's somewhere. This time of year's rough, man. You know how hard it is not to do this during the news? There he is again! I touched him. I felt it on my finger.
Oh, so you probably got him. He's not very big.
Nope. No, it was on the outside of my finger. See, when I clap, I don't know if you've ever seen when I clap before, but when I clap, it's like this. But he was like out here. Yeah, so he was like, haha. It was him letting me know that he got away. Anyway, yeah. So it took an hour and a half for me to actually book one flight.
Yeah, it took me like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I did cash in on points though, because where we're going, turns out there's not many people that want to go there, so it didn't take a lot of points.
Yep. It didn't take a lot of points. It was nice. Yeah. I didn't use points, but
I did. I've never used points before.
I used points for my flight back from after we go to Scotland.
That's right.
From London, we'll fly from Edinburgh to London Heathrow. From Heathrow to Chicago, I used my points on a flight there.
Yeah, and I didn't. Yeah, but it's less overnight, and it's more just like, oh hey, lose 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I had to fly that day. I had to fly from Edinburgh to London, flight 1. London to Chicago.
Yep.
Chicago to Seattle. Seattle to where I live.
I was getting ready to say easy.
I in my head too. I almost said it. I was like, no. No, no. And my full name is my social security number is blah.
I'm very actually open about my full name because the whole thing's just a meme. Like, why not? Everybody knows Mr. B's name. What's a farm sim YouTuber?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So, anyways, we're good. We got everything booked.
Yep.
Everything's fine.
Excited to see some of you there, hopefully.
Yeah, I think we have to rebook or recheck everything once we get to London, but I have like 6 hours, and I think you have like 4 or something. Or no, it's not that much.
Yeah, you have a lot of time, but that's a good lounge there.
It's not bad. It's a help yourself.
It's a help yourself bar. It's a little scary.
These idiots in London.
These idiots
just let us do whatever
they
we
trust
wanted.
us Americans too much. Those silly people.
And we stole both of the little tables that were in the area that we were in. And what happens? One dude comes over and sits near. It's like, oh, come on, man.
There wasn't that many people in the lounge. We're like, go anywhere else. Go anywhere else. This corner's ours. Like, we claimed it. Like, get out of here. But is it back again? Oh yeah, I know you lost focus. It's gone. Maybe.
Anyway, so how we met. So
yes, back to that.
I didn't like you because I thought you were copying me.
And I had no idea who you were.
And you had no idea who I was. And you were live streaming one day, and I noticed. And I jumped in, and I don't remember if I liked you then and yet or not. But I was like, all right, this dude's okay.
Yeah.
I think that was about as far as it went.
Yeah, that sounds all right. And I had I had no idea any of this was going on behind the scenes. DJs.
You didn't know for what, till like a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
It was after I'd met you at John Deere.
Yep. Yeah, when we met, that was when, like, I think you realized, like, oh, okay, this guy's all right. When, like, you actually met me in person, like, got to know me a little bit. And at that point, I knew who you were.
Right.
When we met in person, I was like, I was like, yeah, fortunately, I knew who you were. Because at that point, my channel had grown enough where I was like, okay, I'm going to go to FarmCon.
Yeah.
And that was probably when I was like 30, 40,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I was really shocked that you were at FarmCon. Like, the fact that you came. And like, I was there with Giants as one of their guests.
They paid for your trip over there.
Yeah. And it just turns out that they wouldn't have done that if I hadn't had agreed to go to TwitchCon in Amsterdam in 2020, which was canceled. So the only reason I got to go to FarmCon was because I went to I agreed to go to TwitchCon the year before.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
2 years before. Yeah.
Well, and Giants obviously knew who I was, at least a little bit. Not a lot. Yeah. But they saw that I bought a ticket.
Right.
And they were confused because they were like, he knows we're not paying for him, right?
Yeah.
And like, so that was when I met like Lars and Chalky for the first time.
Yep.
And that was when I met you for the first time, and probably I can't remember everyone else.
Yeah, but believe it or not, we met for the first time in person in Mannheim, Germany.
Yep. Which is crazy. Yep. Because we're obviously both from the United States.
Not as crazy as the statement you made about the trip that we're getting ready to take. Which we will.
I can't wait to share that.
We will share on a vlog at the place that we're going.
Yes.
It's not insane. It's not like, oh my God. But you know what? It's pretty darn cool.
It was pretty funny. It wasn't like, for us, it's just something that you're like, I don't think, can people say that? Like, is that
I said you're the first person that's ever said that in the history of the world.
Yeah, and that's probably pretty close to true.
Yep. My mom
especially in English, that's probably the first time anyone's ever said that in English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. It was, I'll meet you or I'll just see you in blank.
Yeah. And that original statement like that, if you want to see more original content, you can watch my videos about tires in FS19.
Which he stole. Gosh. Speaking of trips, we're in a Volvo shirt. Yee. This is kind of. This is the second. Only the second time I've gone to do something. No. Went back to see John Deere last year, so this will be the third.
Yes. Yep.
Third fun little trip like this.
Yep.
Maybe a fourth.
And then we're probably going to Llama next year.
I can't imagine not. Like, there's a good chance I'm not coming to PAX West.
I mean, PAX West is in the same state as I live in, and there's a good chance I'm not going to PAX West.
Right. So
if that puts it in perspective.
Yeah, I had another YouTuber hit me up. They're like, "Are you going to PAX West?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
There's nothing for me to do there.
If Giants ends up going to the state fair in Washington State, I might go over like for like the last day of PAX,
Yeah.
and then like go because I can get a free badge, so, like,
Right.
whatever. But I might go over for the last day and then like maybe go check them out at the fair and see how that is.
It's very
And then
different.
I also have family over in that area, so I could just go hang out with my family too.
There
So it
you go.
wouldn't be like
Or
it's more like it would be less about that and more about me just going over there to do whatever. But
or an impromptu meet and greet with Farmer Cup, Copperooski, Cappuccino.
yeah, I mean, I'll meet and greet whoever comes forward to be meted and greeted.
Didn't like that. I found out that I may be doing a meet and greet sometime in North Carolina later this year. So
Really?
stay tuned for more on that. That's all I could say right now.
Well, I'm gonna have to fly out to meet you.
But it's about me, not about you. Go back and do your tire video. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, so we met for the first time in John Deere.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, the timeline that we're taking right now is just as fast as this bug's flying around. We are jumping all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah, so we met FarmCon 22 at John Deere, hung out a lot, and you were the only one that was staying at a different hotel, which was really weird.
Yeah, because I didn't know I didn't know you guys. It's like
Yeah.
we didn't communicate about anything. I just picked a hotel. I was like, I don't know, this is just what we do, you know.
Yep.
And so I
Fortunately, we weren't too
didn't
far
know.
away.
No, I do remember being terrified to walk back from your guys' hotel through the tunnel through the
Yes.
train station in the middle of the night in Germany
I
back to my hotel on the other side of the tracks.
had to walk through that one twice when I went to Germany last year.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. There was
Sketchy.
it was especially after the issues that we had at FarmCon last year with trains.
Yeah.
And then dealing with that like a week later.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. Didn't like it.
Yep, didn't like it.
But that was fun. And then last year was a lot of fun because we did the whole trip together.
Yep, because last year we went from Germany to England, then to Scotland.
Yep.
Then I went to Ireland, and then you went back to
Germany. Yeah, went back to Germany for a week to hang out with the green and yellow.
Yep.
And snuck off a little bit, but don't tell John Deere. I learned how to take the train. I got to see some Porsches. It was a long train ride.
You had a lot of free time there. They had you there for like a week, and they're like, "We need you to do one thing one day."
Yeah, and it wasn't even all day. I got there right before lunch. We did lunch, and then recorded for five from like 4:30 to 5.
Checks out. That checks out.
And even looking back, we still haven't released one of the videos I did with them.
Well, they haven't?
No, they're supposed to release it in August.
Oh wow. I'm curious. I liked the last one. The last one was pretty entertaining.
It was good. I wish I could go back. Also, if you look at that, it was actually from two different recordings.
Is it really?
I did one with the face cam on in like third person.
Okay.
And then I did another one in first person with no camera.
Okay.
It's nice to have options. And let me tell you what, my time in first person was so much slower.
Interesting. I would have never guessed.
Yeah, especially for bill stacking. It was funny. They were like, "Yeah, we're gonna do like a bill stacking thing," and they recorded the thing in real life first.
Oh,
and then had me do it. They didn't send me the video, but they sent like some pictures they took.
Yeah,
like this is yawn. Do it. I know that yawn.
It's gone.
That's the YouTuber yawn. It's like I'm not gonna yawn while I'm here. I'm so bored right now.
You picked that up quick. I was trying to be sneaky.
Yeah,
you were good.
I know that yawn.
It's gone now. I fought it. It's over. I won. Well, apparently not. You noticed, so I didn't win that much. But
anyway, so they said that. And like, yeah, it's bill stacking. I'm like, you do know that like I'm the worst, right?
They're like, no, this is good.
Like there's other stuff we could do, like which tractor could get around an obstacle course faster. That was one of the ideas I had and got shot down immediately.
They're like, people normally don't buy our tractors to do obstacle courses, so
yep.
But people do buy them to stack bales, so
yeah. The other thing is pretty cool as well, and I also had to learn how to do that in the game so that we could do it.
I'm excited to see what it is.
It's another DjGoHam versus real life farmer.
Oh, I
A
figured.
real-
I'm just
well,
hoping it's as much of a train wreck as the first one
yeah,
was.
or professional John Deere driver. It's a John Deere driver
Okay.
that works for John Deere who professionally drives
these
like,
tractors for a living.
yeah, like he's got one job and man, he's good at it, and I don't have that job. And
That would be a fun job.
I tell you
What do you do? I drive tractors, not farming. I just drive them. I drive them for a company. I don't do farming. No, I don't farm. I'm not a farmer.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot more fun to tell people, be like, "What do you do for a living?" Oh, I drive around fake tractors.
It's the reactions are definitely unique.
They're different, and then I always tell they're like, "You what?" I was like, "I play Farming Simulator." They're like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah." I wish it was more exciting.
I have my exciting job still for now. I'm holding out.
Yeah, I mean, for what we get excited about, I think most people would look at me like, "What are they doing?"
But people that are in this world, they get it.
Yeah,
they get excited about the same things we get excited about.
Yeah,
so they get it. You know,
like
they get it.
FarmCon in Marktoberdorf, where we get to hang out again.
Yep.
But I'll meet you in this other country first. A week or
we're gonna have to meet in Redacted.
Yep.
So.
But once Redacted happens, then we have to sign paperwork to see when we can release Redacted.
Yep.
You know, I never asked them if we could bring cameras. They just said the invite for a tour.
It'd be weird if they didn't let us record, I think.
But what if it'd be weird for them if we brought cameras? Oh, I need to send somebody an email.
Oh, you have like some sort of social anxiety when you could just ask this question when you get there because it's not going to change the outcome of anything.
I bought a new camera for this.
That's true, you did, and that's I feel like that's on you. So I'm not gonna. I have a really good camera, 3 of them actually.
Yeah.
They're,
I got a new Sony. So right now I'm on a Sony 51, and I have this one, and there's another one right over there, 5100, A51, and then Farm Some News is on a 6100, so I do 4K 30, sampled to 1080 60 usually. So like it hits every other frame, so the transitions and animations look really smooth, but like I look normal. Seeing a person on screen at more than 30 FPS is sometimes a little bit jarring. You're at like 7 FPS. So you're doing great.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, if it was 1904, you would be killing it right now.
Well, we had a lot of issues with my camera setting it up. That's for sure.
He set it up and it was sideways. He's like, hang on, I got this. And it came back and it was just sideways, but smaller.
When I rotated it, I was upside down. Like,
it was great. It's like, hang on, flips upside down. And I'm like, I don't think that's it.
Like that's not what you wanted to go for there.
But yeah, so I got a Sony A6700. So Kermit's actually gave me a little bit of crap too. So Giant Software uses a 6400, which is a nice 4K camera.
So you have a better camera than Giant Software.
Now I do, but only the U.S. office.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't do it just because of that. I needed in-body stabilization.
Do you remember that capture card they had that you bought just because of that last year?
Capture card that I bought just because.
You remember when we did recording at FarmCon last year?
Oh, you talking about the little thing that's right down here that I record everything on now because I love it?
Yep.
Yeah. I bought one while I bought one while. How much was it? Oh, I'd love to not talk. Would love to not talk about that part. But let me tell you what, I really don't use OBS for much anymore. I got my mic.
Well,
I got my microphone plugged into the side. I got HDMI going in. It's actually it's capture card inception. So I've got it going into here, but instead of the USB going into the computer, the USB goes to a little hard drive.
Okay.
These things, which you bought a case for 2 of them and don't even own one of.
Yep, don't own any of them. Bought the wrong case.
So you came. I bought the case that fits your card.
Yep, then I gave you my case, so we just switched, which is hilarious.
Because I have 2 of these.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I don't have it next to me, but I was trying to find it. I don't know where it's at. I like mine a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not angry with my purchase, but like I was like, oh, this isn't. And it was. I blame. You know what? I blame Amazon. Okay, and here's why.
Right.
They put it down there. It's like, oh, you're buying this. Maybe you should buy this to go with it. I'm like, yeah, I would love a case, Amazon.
Right.
Thank you, Amazon.
You
But
skipped the
wrong
part
one.
where you asked me like what you should get because
Yeah, and I didn't buy the thing you said I should get.
right, I said a Samsung T7 and
I
you
don't even
said
know what I
okay, you bought a SanDisk something.
Sure.
To be fair,
If that's what it is,
still
I don't even know.
it's basically the SanDisk version of this, and it's rubber instead of like metal.
Yeah.
So it doesn't dissipate heat as fast, but you're not doing things that require a lot of heat. Meanwhile, I'm writing at like
Well, I'm a police officer, so I am the heat.
yeah, I'm like writing at 3 or 4 gigs a minute, and so the hard drive's just on fire. And then I have to ingest all of that into the editing computer. See, doing things for farming simulators at max settings is terrifying. Anyway, so I'm going out of this. I'm going out of the thing here.
So you've unnecessarily overcomplicated something.
Oh, then this is just the HDMI. You should see the audio right now. It's so the video goes from the monitor here to another capture card that's in the computer. It's the new Elgato 4K Mark III or whatever, 4K Pro Mark II, whatever, the new 4K internal card. And then that goes out into the Camlink Pro, which is 4 inputs, but I only use 2 because I only have 2 cameras in here. So I have it in case I want to ever use a 4K 30 version of that. And when I'm recording shorts, it works really well because the shorts that I use are in 30.
That makes sense.
So I'll actually use the thing down here to record it, but I'll use OBS as I overcomplicated it. Is what I did.
Yeah, I lost you like 12 minutes ago.
Yep. The audio, man, the audio's everywhere. So it goes from the microphone into the GoXLR. And, you know, and then that's...
Which I have a GoXLR. I bought it 2 years ago. I've never used it.
And you're still using a Yeti, aren't you?
Yep, still using the Yeti. Don't know. I have a shotgun mic that I bought a year ago. It's very nice. Don't know how to set any of it up.
So let me guess. It's the shotgun microphone you have is a was it the MKE 600?
Yep,
from Sennheiser.
Yep. How did you know that? It's like you recommended it.
It's weird. It's almost like I just tell you what to buy and then you go get it.
Yeah, because I don't know, and you're always like, okay, and make sure Farmer Cup, do your own research, and I'm like, it's not gonna happen. I don't have time for that. I'm just gonna buy it. You tell me to buy it.
Yeah,
I don't have time.
All I want you to do is like, here's a couple ideas. You're like, cool. I'm just gonna
ordered it. You're like, oh, you're supposed to do research yourself. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Dude, I love these headphones though. They're so cheap and they look super cool.
I know. You have the same ones I have, right?
Yeah,
we do.
No,
yeah.
you have the same ones I have. It's different.
You're right. You're right. I copied you. That's 100% true.
But
I used them, and I was like, I never really liked. I'm not a big headphone person, but these ones I actually like.
I'm an audio snob.
Yes, you are.
Overly.
That makes sense.
Snobbish.
You used to be a DJ, so that makes sense.
I use $40 headphones from Walmart from like the Xbox aisle.
Yep.
They're great.
They're fantastic.
You don't need to monitor your voice or put your voice in your headphones because you could just hear everything normal.
Yep. It's
great.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah. So I go from the GoXLR out to another thing called a Go Rack, which is different from a GoXLR. It's actually a live sound tool.
And you still have boosters? Cloud 9s, are they? Cloud? Nope,
that's a Cloud Lifter
from the store. Lifter.
Yeah, you're thinking of a Cloud
Superstore.
You're thinking of a Cloud Lifter, which goes on dynamic microphones.
I knew it had a cloud in it.
Increase the range, and actually this decreases it and adds a little bit of compression. So I'm doing like processing on hardware versus in software.
Yep.
So that no matter what I plug it into, it's post processed.
Yep. And then my audio setup is I have a Yeti microphone that's USB to the computer. That's it.
Right. And then after the Go Rack, it goes a couple different places. It goes 3 places right now, and I added a 4th today. So it goes into the little touchscreen mixer thingy, which then goes out to an external mixer so that I can monitor the sounds coming out of it, because the HDMI sounds go into that.
Okay.
So that I can hear it no matter where it is. Okay. And then the other side of the microphone goes into another interface because my GoXLR is messed up. And the USB for recording only on OBS Sounds awful, just like scratchy and pops and stuff. So I bypassed it, and I put that little red one that you used for your microphone while you were here last time.
Yeah, yep.
So now I've got that in here, and I've got the microphone going into that. So the only thing, but you're not hearing it from that right now. You're hearing it from the Go XLR because on this program it's fine, because that makes sense.
Right.
Right. And then that also goes into the mixer so I can hear it because the little touchscreen thingy's not on right now.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And that's the corner I've backed myself into.
That sounds about right. Yep.
There's a lot of stuff on the desk.
Yeah, my setup is very simplified because I am not tech savvy at all. So if I will always use the same editing software, and I'll always use OBS to record because I cannot learn a new.
Well, we were talking before the recording. Ooh.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
And I was like, oh, your old stuff's 1080 60, but your new stuff's only 1080. Yep. Why are you doing everything at 30? But I think I asked you that, like, I think the last time you were here as well.
Probably. And I was like, I don't even know how to change that. Couldn't fix it if I wanted to. No idea why it's that way or how it happens. No idea.
It just blows my mind that you're doing
barely know what those things mean. Matter of fact, don't know what 1080p means. Just know it's better than 720.
What's 1920 by 1080 pixels on the screen? So it's like,
sure, if you say so.
1920 this way by 1080 this way.
I'll just take your word for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We talked earlier too about my first videos. My first 3 videos I released on my channel, I did not edit anything. Yep. I hit record on OBS and just base settings. Nothing had changed. And then I just uploaded that. So if you watch them, please don't watch them. If you do watch, they're all about to be private right now. They're terrible. First off, I also went by a different channel name.
Yeah,
my first 3.
Yeah, he went by his wrestling alter ego.
That's one of the reasons I changed it. Is because one of my coworkers brought that up, and I was like, "Yep, didn't know that." So yeah, I went by Triple H Farmer, Triple H Farming when I first started. It's terrible. So Farmer Cop's much better. Not as good as the Farm Sim guy. Can't compete with that. But
the most clickbait name in Farm Sim.
You hear that, FSG? Gotcha. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm too good to watch your content.
We're 37 minutes in. He clicked off after the first 10 seconds.
Yep.
He's like, oh, it's just these guys.
Yep, that's true.
Thanks, man.
But anyway, before we wrap it up, because we should wrap it up here in a second.
Okay.
I thought of another thing that was really funny talking about our videos. Do you want to know a video that's old that I actually did copy you? He's gone now. All right, guys, welcome to the Farmer Cop podcast. We've eliminated DJ from the equation here. So there'll be no more gnats and hunting those. I don't know where you're going.
This was a bit that I planned a couple minutes ago, but it's now just paying off. There's also a sit-stand desk. You didn't let me finish.
Oh.
Yep. So this is what it looks like when you're supposed to be standing.
So you stayed in the same place. You raised your desk.
Yeah. Did it look like I went down?
It looked like you went down. I did not catch the fact of the desk, which obviously that makes more sense. But now that I'm paying attention to your background, I can tell it's the desk. But I was watching your face, wondering what was going on. But that makes sense.
Yeah.
I made a video because I watched your top. I thought you were like top 10 ways to get money or top ways to get money fast in Farming Simulator 19.
Ah, yes. What used to be my #1 video. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, exactly. And I watched it, and I did not like anything you did in that video.
Thanks. Yeah. Everybody called it cheating. I was like, what you expect? Like, do you watch
right? I mean, it's your channel. I was like, I'm gonna make a better version of that. So I did. Yeah. And mine is better.
How many views does it have?
For probably double what you got. I don't know. Numbers or nothing. I'm not looking at it or anything right now. Thinking about how many views it has.
Cool. I mean, I could probably figure it out real quick.
Nah, you don't need to do that. I would need to look into it. It's private now. I already changed it.
I already changed it. I would felt weird if I didn't come in here and.
You can just go to oldest. It'll show up right away. Oh, this one.
So you got top tips for beginners, but that's not really.
There it is, right there. Second row down. Second one in.
Oh, okay.
Top 10 ways to get money fast. Farming Simulator 19.
Yeah, that's not.
All right, welcome everyone. Farmer Cop here. This
30
video
minutes?
will show
I made
you
that
my
30
personal
minutes?
top 5.
And people watched it? I am so sorry, guys. I
Suck it. I'm gonna go back and look at that in a couple years and be like, what just happened?
It's so funny. That was so funny. That was fantastic. Thank you for doing that. That made my day. It shouldn't have, but it did.
Somebody just got a sneak peek of all the videos that are coming while I'm calling. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's not like I mean, what do I care?
They'll know eventually, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. You know what is kind of funny though? Let's see, filter, views, most popular. Oh yeah, I could just click.
Going for you?
Yeah. So the thing is, so that video for me is 1.2 million.
Yeah.
And it gets so many new views every day, like 1,000 a day.
That's weird. I'm curious to know, and I'm gonna check real quick how many, because some of my old videos like that still get, like, some of the FS19 stuff still does like very good.
Yep. And Elm Creek Supercut. You remember 2 years ago when I was telling y'all about supercuts? I'm like, dude, I've been doing supercuts. They seem to be doing really well. People enjoy watching them, and you guys should get on it. Nobody was doing them because I don't know, nobody was doing them.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but you were like, after we became friends, you're like, this works really well. They're great video, like, do it. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. And at first they did terrible, now they do great. But
oh, they always do terrible at the very beginning.
They're slow burners for sure.
Yeah,
they're slow burners for sure. Let me look.
Quite unfortunate.
So that top 10. So that, not probably as good as your. How many views in the last 48 hours has that video gotten? Your top 10 ways to make money for FS19.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I have to look real quick. 48 hours.
Yeah.
Since published.
It should be, if you're in your analytics, it should be on the right hand side. Maybe.
I have custom. Nope. I don't know, bro.
Mine just shows me on the right hand side.
Audience?
No. You're in the wrong place. Go to the video.
Oh, 48 hours. Here we go.
Yeah.
48 views. Okay, so maybe not
really.
Maybe not 1,000 a day, but it definitely gets.
You're only getting 48 views, huh? Well, I don't mean to brag, but I'm getting a whopping 72.
Well, yeah, there's nothing better to watch on your channel.
Wow. And here's where DJ and I just roast each other back and forth. Oh, gosh.
I really wish it wasn't red in here right now because I'm blending it with the background.
So funny. It's all right. Soon I'll be the color of my t-shirt, so don't worry. That is so funny. Oh, gosh.
So, see you in a couple weeks, huh?
Yep. We'll meet in Redacted.
Right. Insert country name here.
I can't do it anymore.
Man, it's weird. I feel so much better after saying that. It's like I'm free.
It's kind of been roasting you all day, so that makes sense.
That's what you get for being 15 minutes late.
I was pretty late. That's true.
You were late enough. Did you see the paragraph I texted you? I was like, dude, I've only got another 50 minutes left.
I know, we're well over that now.
We're 20 minutes into that 50 minutes.
20 minutes over it.
Right.
Yep. Words.
Right. Should we call it? Should we tell everybody we'll see them in Redacted?
We'll see you. Well, if they're in Redacted, that would shock me to the core.
Right.
Not many people meet in Redacted.
Well, no one's talked about it before.
That's for sure.
Yep.
I told
did I tell you this? I told my dad that. He didn't find it funny.
He didn't think. Yeah, you did tell me. I was a little upset that he didn't think it was as funny as me. Yeah. It's a big deal. I'm actually gonna get T-shirts after it's done.
Please.
I will. I'm gonna put it up there, and I think we're gonna release the. Do you remember the clutch
K-Bot shirt.
T-shirts I made, the K-Bot shirt.
Yeah,
thing.
mine doesn't fit because I got fat after that.
Yep, mine
It's
doesn't
like-
either. Also got fat.
It's, you wouldn't notice, but we're very similarly sized.
Yep.
You're about half an inch taller than me. You're a little bit taller than I am.
How tall are you?
A little bit shorter than you.
I'm 5'11", so you must be 5'10".
Well, my license says 5'9". Actually, my license says 5'11", I think, as well, or 6
does it?
foot, something like
Well, that
that.
was not right.
Yeah, I'm not. I have to be wearing like 4-inch.
Do
heels.
when you get pulled over, do the cops see that and they're like, "Oh, phew, that wasn't right, was it?"
Hey, maybe I've gotten shorter. Hmm?
You could have. Well, I don't know if you're old enough to be shrinking yet.
I had a bigger beard whenever I got my picture taken. You ever see people like pull people over and they've got a big beard in their picture, but not in real life, or vice versa?
Yeah, so I had that. I had that issue. My old I just got a new driver's license. My old driver's license had me without a beard because I've only had a beard for 2 years because our department just allowed them 2 years ago. Always we had to be clean shaven, and I look like a child without a beard.
You look a whole lot older with a.
So like I'd be like at the store like trying to buy, or I'd be like out for dinner. I'd be like, oh, I want to have a drink with my meal, and they'd be like, I see your ID, of course. Like now they still sometimes card me, but they'll see it and they always give like a weird look on their face, like I'm like, yeah, I didn't have the beard back then. Like, yeah, wow. Like they hand it back, like, and I'm like, thanks, But
well, I mean, I guess it could be worse. I don't think I've got a beard in my passport profile or passport picture.
I don't have one either because mine is from
Mine's from early 2020.
Mine expires next year, so mine's 2015.
Okay,
I got it.
we
They're
should
10
go
years.
together and get new ones.
You can't.
We can't.
You have to send it in. You have to send your old one in to get a new one now.
We could send them in together.
That's weird, isn't it?
Just let it happen,
that be?
man.
Just let it happen. Stop resisting.
Yeah, that's right. Do it. I think that's it.
Yep.
He's back.
And we're gonna close out this video with DJ hunting a gnat for the next 20 minutes.
Man, I still got to record another video in here. I hope he goes away.
I've
Probably all these bright lights.
Yeah, probably. But
All
right,
if
we
you
did it.
made it to the end,
Thank you. We're shocked.
Yep. All 7 of you. What up, dude? We will be all around. If you guys are going to be at FarmCon, let us know.
Say hi. And there won't be any gnats at FarmCon because DJ will get them, so you don't have to worry about that. He'll
I
handle.
swear, nope, wrong way. It's in here. It's somewhere in here.
I think we're not going to see it. I think you know. Do you know that? Are you sure it's in there? Part of me doesn't think it exists. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't like you saying that because now I'm starting to think that too. That's not good. I'm just gonna go play with Legos now. I'm gonna take this part and put it back together.
Go drive your bus around.
That's right. Have a great day. Have a good rest of your time that you're doing whatever you're doing right now. Don't forget to flush and have a good one.
Yep. Peace.
Peace.